the whole value chain for the food products, including food markets for efficient distribution, similar to fruit and vegetable markets established many years ago in Japan. The Duterte administration's economic team and our legislators are finalizing an economic recovery program that will help us combat the pandemic and provide industries, especially micro, small, and medium enterprises, the assistance they need to get back on their feet and our fellow Filipinos back to work. So, Mr. President, our real problem is that the people are not buying things. So we must, because their incomes have gone down, so we must provide them the means of buying things. Because if they don't buy things, it's useless to help the companies. So we have to stimulate demand, and that's to build, and push food production.
Thank you, Sunny. Now, I'd like to hear from the DOH. You have something to say here?
Yes, sir, but I understand that the presentation of Secretary Galvez, the chief implementer, on the proposed general concept on for ECQ transition, and then my presentation comes next.
General Galvez then.
Sir, Mr. President, allow me to present our proposed general concept for the enhanced community quarantine transition. Next slide, please. The purpose of this presentation is to seek approval on the general operational concept for ECQ transition. In the absence of a vaccine, all what we can do is prevent and contain it and mitigate its impact. The government, however, cannot endure the ECQ for extended period of time as its resources are very limited. Hence, it has to balance between health and economy. As a backgrounder, some precautionary measures have been given by the World Health Organization with the recommendation on easing of quarantine restriction. According to WHO, any plans to ease quarantine restriction should be carried out gradually and in a phased manner, parang yung Mr. President na hinay-hinay lang po, to prevent resurgence of infection, and that a strong and resilient health system should be in place, like testing and tracing. Otherwise, this will likely prelude to resurgence of the disease. Also considered in the proposal is the World Health Organization interim protocol on rapid operations to contain the initial emergence of pandemic influenza, specifically the zoning concept that can be effectively applied at the LGU barangay level. As shown also is our updated National Action Plan operational framework to prevent and contain the COVID-19 virus. Our plan is COVID carrier-centric, meaning to contain the virus, we have to focus our intervention on the carriers. Our revised operational framework added the prevention prior to the detection phase and the adoption of the end-to-end T3 management system for COVID-19 carriers, which mean test, trace, and treat. With the prevailing situation, the following were the key consideration. Next slide, please. In coming up with the general operational concept for ECQ transition. Number one, how the concept can work within the bounds of the current IATF guidelines. Number two, how can we implement the DOH strategy that is national government enabled, local government led, and people-centered COVID-19 response. Number three, how can we protect the economic corridors and zones? Number four, how can we protect and sustain the gains of the current ECQ that we imposed since March 16? Also, aside from the doubling time as consideration in determining what areas to be placed on ECQ, we also include the granular data of incidence rate and attack rate by barangay, municipality, and city. also considered how can the government better address the influx of the returning overseas Filipinos and the transport of locally stranded individuals. For the information of the President, sir, we have more or less more than 20,000 OFWs stranded in Metro Manila. And they are also continuously coming for this month, more or less 42,000. And lastly, how can the government apply the economy of force on areas that have no record of COVID cases and relocate forces and resources with massive concentration on the critical areas that narrowly needs government action?
Sir, one question. Itong opening limited movement which we allow the public to maybe enjoy the freedom of movement, kailangan ho natin itong maintindihan ng lahat. Have we communicated to the common man itself na ito yung mga tao, ito yung pwede, ito yung hindi? Or would you rather that the presidential spokesman would do it for that? Isa-isahin na lang naman yung siguro ito. And para to make sure that everybody is heard, or at least he knows where he belongs to, dito sa category of not being allowed and allowed, have this published or sa PTV4. So ilagay lahat doon kung sino, then of course with your verbal narration, okay na.
Mr. President, kompleto po ang DOH ng lahat po ng communications materials, lahat po ng mga advisories, and the chairman of the National Task Force Task Group on Strategic Communications is none other than your spokesperson, si Secretary Harry Roque. So we will make sure that all of these materials are submitted to him for cascading to the general public.
Yes, very important that the common tao, the man himself who is concerned with about his livelihood, must understand that he is at present not allowed, but yung iba allowed. So it must appear to him very clear that ito sila. He belongs to this category and why he is allowed to work. At ito namang mga why they cannot be allowed to mix again with the outside world. Mga kababayan, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat. Napag-usapan ho dito lahat kung ano ang gawin. Now, these things are not really very clear to you because it was brought up in a matter of discussion. Out of a discussion, things were decided. So, although nakasulat na, it was put on the table to be decided upon. But most of the recommendations by the top guns of itong inatasan natin, General Galvez, General Anyo, si DOH, si Defense Secretary Lorenzana, Sani, at makita naman ninyo, kung makinig kayong mabuti dahan-dahan, then you'd understand. But anyway, yung hindi ninyo naintindihan, yung mga taong pwedeng lumabas at pwedeng hindi lumabas, hanggang dyan lang muna kayo. We're enumerated in our papers which we cannot distribute to all of you, so that it behooves upon the Secretary of Justice, Secretary of the spokesman, Secretary Roque, to make it clear for you. Ang blackboard niya is PTB4. he will be using that government facility to convey the message of what has been decided tonight. Now, I hope that you are all safe at wala namang pinsala sa buhay ninyo. I pray and I greet all the mothers belatedly, though Happy Mother's Day, at yung mga nanay na nawalaan ng mga anak fighting COVID, doing the highest, the noble endeavor that one can do in this world is to serve your fellow men. You have our kind thoughts and prayers. At saka masabi ko sa inyo na you live and die in this world, that's for sure. But to have been given the chance to serve your fellow men before going to the universal sky is something which you should be proud of. Lahat naman namamatay. Pero kung ginawa nila, it's something, yun ang bao nila sa kanilang universal identity, that they did something for their fellow men. Anyway, also I remember my mother, Soledad. She was a very good mother to me. Look what happened. Naging presidente tuloy ako. Nawala yung disiplina niya sa akin. My God, kung paluhurin ako noon sa altar. I want ko, he must be smiling or he must be in state of wonderment now, looking at the face of my father. Anong nagawa natin sa anak natin, itong gagong itong Rodrigo? Bakit? Well, anyway, God has maybe chosen me to work for the national government to help my fellow men. And that is why we are here. Ito lahat amin, trabaho ito para sa kapwa-tao namin. I assure you, there is no corruption allowed. Kung meron man makalusot. Kung makalusot kapag nahuli ka, sorry ka na lang. Ganon talaga dito. And I have fired several undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, because we value the privilege of working for our country and serving the people. It's an extreme rare privilege to be in government. Not all are given the chance to be here deciding what is good for your neighbor. Yung lockdown, they will explain to you thoroughly by Secretary Roque. At mayroon tayong mga tawag niyang new normal. Ganito for those who would be allowed to go out and work, and for those na hindi pa talaga pwede, remember na itong the easing up of the restrictions, hindi yan sabihin na wala na ang COVID. Just because we allowed certain people, dandahan lang para walang, hindi tayo matapa, dandahan lang. Because we cannot afford. We cannot afford a second or third wave na mangyari. Ito yung mabagong mahawa na naman at rarami na naman dahil nga sa meron tayong rules na hindi sinunod. So, kindly, one is that do not go out of your house without a mask. That is a must. Must comply. Tatapikin ka ng pulis. Hindi ka naman ulihin. Pero makakaya sabihin sa'yo, tumabi ka muna. Wala kang mask. Where's your mask? Kung wala kang mask, you in danger na ipapasubo mo yung kaharap mo. Hindi ikaw. Kung gusto mo mamatay, okay lang. Pero yung kaharap mo, hindi pa niya panahon. Tapos mamatay lang sa just because you do not want to comply. Kaya ako nag-comply ngayon lang. Kasi then the social distancing. Ito yung new life. Until such time na meron ng vaccine. Meron mga medisina but not vaccine. So, ganun yun. Sundin lang ninyo yan, importante masyado. Whether you are really allowed to go out or not, if you are out, wear a mask. It is a must also. Kailangan. Ha? Ngayon, kung wala ka naman talagang gawin, COVID is very lethal. Huwag ka talagang magsugal dyan sa COVID kasi pag tinamaan ka, it can go either way. Punta ka sa punerarya o matulog ka sa bahay ninyo. Matulog ka sa punerarya, hindi ka nagigising. Kunin ka na doon para sunugin. At saka walang punerarya ngayon, pag namatay ka, COVID, because the whole of your body is already crawling with the germs, diretso ka sa, hindi ka man lang mayakap ng, mga anak mo, asawa mo, hindi mo mayakap. Kasi hindi ka na mayakapin, kasi kung yun naman magka-COVID. So yan ang masakit dyan. Kayo, but take it from your sa binigyan ninyo ng trabaho dito sa national government. Kumbaga ako yung wag na lang yung parang mayor na lang kasi parang ano lang tayo, city council. You just address me as mayor, mas komportable ako. Yung mayor na mismo nagsasabi na sa inyo na gawin ninyo to kasi makatulong ito para sa atin. Huwag mong gawin yan kasi haharutin mo ang mga kapwa mo tao na hindi pa nila panahon. Yeah, baka magkamali ka. Doki is there. Rocky, salamat po.
Nagpapasalamat po ang ating Presidente at ang buong sambayan ng Pilipino sa mga sumusunod dahil sa kanilang mga tulong sa ating bayan sa panahon ng COVID-19. Ang gobyerno po ng Australia, ang gobyerno ng France, ang gobyerno ng Japan, ang gobyerno ng United Arab Emirates, ang European Union, ang UN Humanitarian Country Team, ang UNICEF Philippines, ang UN Human Settlements Program, Manila Economic and Cultural Office, Philippine National Red Cross, Philippine Stock Exchange, Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, Air Asia, Manila Water, Permanent Mission of the People's Republic of China to ASEAN, 911 SNRT, Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, Shanghai Municipal Government, Haikou Municipal Government, Guangzhou Municipal People's Government, Jiangsu Wangpo Renewable Resources Corporation. Maraming salamat po sa ngalan ni Presidente Rodrigo Duterte at ang buong sambayan ng Pilipinas.